next lesson will be on chocolate chip cookies. Really a very simple recipe. There's just one trick that makes them ultra delicious. Now the recipe calls for 1/2 cup shortening, which I'm taking 1/2 cup. Put it in the bowl. I follow the recipe. 1/4 cup, which I didn't take out, which I have to go look for. One-quarter cup sugar, white sugar, granulated, there. And a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. Now the recipe calls for 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Now this is where your trick comes in. You use twice the amount of brown sugar called for in the recipe. So I'm going to use 1 cup of brown sugar, packed tight. I'll just put a little extra for good measure, brown sugar. Now, you mix that up as thoroughly as you can. Now, if you remember, I have 1/2 cup of shortening, 1/4 cup of white sugar, and a full cup of brown sugar. You mix that up a little sloppy here. And then you fold in an egg, well-beaten egg. Incorporate that. Then you take 1.5 cup, no, not 1.5, 1 cup and 2 tablespoons of flour. 1 cup. So I'm going to tablespoon here. 1, 2, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And you mix that all together. Now in the meantime, I lit my oven to 375 degrees. Now when I have time, I make this dough and put it in the refrigerator to cool. And then I make little balls, which are easier to handle when it's cold. I use my hands because I can go faster. They're clean, I washed them. Now we put our chocolate chips in. This is 6 ounces. Those are the goodies. Now the only thing different I do from a regular recipe is use twice as much brown sugar, and that gives it a candy-like flavor and texture. And I've been making this for many, many years. When Steve was a Cub Scout, I used to make it for the boys, and they just loved it. In fact, they once wrote me a note and said, "Mrs. Brattman, your chocolate chip cookies are fantastic." Do you remember that, Steve?
Right.
Just incorporate it real good. About all there is to it. We take our cookie sheet, and make little bowls. Depends on the size that you want them to be. Do you think you'll like these, Steve?
Well, they look very good, yes.
They look good?
Yeah.
You break your diet for this, Steve?
Right.
I usually make it double this recipe. You leave it in your oven about approximately 15 minutes, or until you think they're brown enough, and then you take them off the cookie sheet almost immediately. Did quite a few out of this. And we'll make one more row, and then we'll put it in the oven. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 4 is 24. We have 2 dozen here. Now we might have enough for 2 more dozen, so that'll make 4 dozen. Just put it in the oven. That's 375. That's all there is to it. Now it's about 15 minutes later, and I think our cookies are finished. So we take them out of the oven. They are very finished. In fact, they are a little too brown, some of them. I just took this other batch out of the oven, and we removed them on something absorbent, like a brown bag is okay. You take them off the cookie sheet while they're hot. Really very simple. The only thing to remember is use double the quantity of brown sugar that the recipe calls for. Otherwise, you follow simple recipes. That's the end of the cooking class. Bon appetit, Sara Brattman here.